When working with buyers, something I wish that more buyers were aware of is, or maybe conscious of, is don't be worried about insulting um, the sellers when you're buying a house, when you're putting in an offer. I find there's so many deals that get done, and there's so many deals that could be done if you just ask, right? And what I'm referring to mostly is price. I find that um, when I was a kid, it would be, and I remember even on my first house, I mean, my dad had no issue, suggesting putting in an offer at 20% below asking price. Um, to have that happen today is quite shocking. We don't see it. But again, there are a number of listings out there every year where you go, wow, I didn't think it would sell for that, right? I didn't think the seller would take that. And I'm not trying to, point the finger or penalize anybody that's in a stressful situation from a seller standpoint and they're motivated and because they must sell for whatever reason. I'm not saying that, but sometimes houses are just overpriced. And I find in the markets that we've been in the last couple of years, buyers are really, really shy, and so are agents. To be honest with you, many agents, when I've had listings, and as agents, we talk back and forth with each other. When we have an interested party, sometimes numbers get thrown around. It's like, hey, just put it on paper and throw it in, right? And the buyers have to understand that they're not dealing directly with the seller. They're dealing through me, who's dealing through their agent, who their agent is dealing with that seller. And so there's a few degrees of separation there. So it's not like the worst that's going to happen is someone's going to say no. And maybe you piss them off and they don't want to do business with you. But at the end of the day, it's just an offer. And I can't tell you how many times in my 15 years in real estate where I've seen where you've lobbed an offer in. The seller initially turns it down, and then 3 weeks later you get a phone call from that agent saying, "Hey, are your clients still interested? My sellers want to talk a little bit more." So sometimes because it doesn't happen right away, it can leave a little seed there which can grow a root, and sometimes that comes back. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying go out and put in offers 30% below asking and just insult everybody. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm saying you got to start the process somewhere. And I find that many agents these days and many buyers are very, very shy to even start that process. And I think so many more deals could get done if, people just had, I don't know, the balls to put in these offers. For lack of a better term, right? Because we're all so afraid, maybe it's a Canadian thing. We're all just so afraid of insulting everybody. We say sorry all the time. Maybe that's what's going on here. But I've always said this to every buyer I've worked with: just put the offer in. You don't know where it's going to get to. Just put it in, right? All they can say is no. No one's going to knock on your door. No one's going to put a gun in your face. Nothing bad is going to happen. No one's going to kick your car. Nothing is going to happen other than someone is going to say no. So if in doubt, put the offer in.